Hello everybody, hope you're doing well. It's been a long time. I've got a bit of a tool haul for you, just some junk I've acquired. But first I've got some very special post all the way from Canada from my friend Gary. Now Gary started watching me quite early on, he's always very supportive in the comments. So I appreciate everything he does, and I'm very grateful for the post. He sent me a lovely note and some goodies. This fabulous Canada sticker, which I think is almost too good for the shed, and two grey, no, this is a Dreadnought made in Canada spanner. He said he collects, in his letter he said he collects predominantly tools made in Canada, but also some European tools when he can get them. It's not very nice. So what I think I'm going to do is, with his note, the Canada sticker and those two fabulous spanners, I'll make up a little box frame and put them on the wall somewhere in the house. But I do like that. Canada. So thanks for that, Gary. It's much appreciated. And I will be sure to send you a picture of it all framed up. Now let's get on to the tools, in no particular order. Box 1. Starting off with this little Tenon Saw Mill Brothers warranted cast steel. What I liked about this is someone took the time to make a little blade guard for it out of oak. Nice brass pins, a nice comfortable handle. I'm not very good at woodwork, but the person that owned this probably was and wanted to take good care of it, so it's in safe hands now. Next up, we've got a made in England footprint, a biggish one. That's the technical measuring term. Oh, there we go. 12-inch, 300mm. So with it having the metric length on, it's a fairly new one. Some webbing for chairs. I don't know why I've got that. This fabulous, very 70s mustard Stanley screwdriver. A Billings and Spencer adjustable, which I think has a slight bend to it that way, and I think a slight upward bend as well, so that needs some work. Some fishing line for projects I don't fish. A pair of cutters. Knipex, Knipex, made in Germany, so they'll clean up nice. This little 6-inch pipe wrench from the Erie Tool Works, USA, for small pipe. Some consumables. These are like a alternative to a wire wheel. I've had them before, they work okay. And an extra wire wheel. Another little footprint. The screw on this is dead crisp. Turning into Nash. Buying loads of footprints. 10mm spanner for when you lose the 10mm spanner you normally have. This strange ratchet. It's double-ended. I think it's homemade. But, or home repaired. Only has about 3 teeth. So it makes a good clunk. But I just thought it was quite interesting. For 50p. An inspection mirror for inspecting. Now these are quite cool. Pair of crimpers that are like a vice grip. Ampliversal, made in Germany. So you've got your wire strippers here and your crimpers here, and a cutter on the end. They'll be handy. Drill bit. A little adjustable. Made in USA. JNS. Don't know off the top of my head who that is. Maybe someone in the States could tell me. I would appreciate that. These strange pair of very beefy pliers. Can't see a name, and I don't know what they're used for, but I've just got... I can't help myself when I see an unusual pair of pliers. I just grab them, put them on the shelf. You never know, they might come in handy for something. Pair of mole grips. One of these car toolkit. Philo, made in Germany, so found with BMW's double-sided screwdriver, very handy for odd jobs. Some kind of wire rope gauge. Another kind of gauge. What does that say? The Welding Institute. So it's got angles, measurements. Another gauge of some sort. Stud extractor. Just a cheapie. I've already got one of these. I think it's Britool, but handy to have. English registered patent. British made. Enox pocket saw number 27 with a little brass thumb screw. That's quite cool, isn't it? Especially with the little bit of brass, that should clean up nicely. Small Britool torque wrench. What else have we got in here? Sliding rule for mixing various types of cement and concrete in ratio. .12mm Britool. Some Allen keys. 2 more spanner clips for organising the toolboxes, as we need another 100 more. Another pair of unusual pliers. ATG for pulling or something, I don't know. And a carbide tip scraper. Now on to the next box. Pair of Elmos, which, if I recall, predate the mole grip design. So these are what came before moles. An Elmo became mole. They don't have the thing to unclip it here. So these are quite early, I think early 30s perhaps. CT and Co. Jamestown, New York, Crescent. Now I think Ben's got enough of these on his board, but if he needs it to fill up his board, I'll send it his way. A very pitted, crusty pair of Kreuter USA. I don't know why I picked them up, especially seeing as they're like, I think they were that way down, and I just picked them up, and then when I got home and spun them round, I was like, Lovely little record anvil to go with my slightly bigger one. Now this is lovely. It's copper or brass. It's a little hole gauge. Geneve. I think probably for clock makers or something, because it's quite ornate. And it's brass, which is always nice. A little plumb bob, steel with brass, like plumb bobs. pair of large opening pliers for no reason. These are another mystery pair. There's some kind of crimper that indents letters. I thought first maybe for train tickets or something. So you just squeeze down and it imprints, but it doesn't imprint very well on paper, so don't know what they're for. Little letter opener. An even nicer letter opener. Look at that hardwood handle with the knurling and a brass ferrule. I think could possibly be a dissection knife or something along them lines. Another army penknife. F or ER Collins with the marlin spike from doing rope knots. And then your blade. Rogers and Sons by appointment to the king. Very nice. With the big copper loop. Now this is very special. This is a Royal Air Force dog tag belonging to Holt. Obviously kept it on his keys after being in the service. So I like collecting small military collectibles like that. And they had a steel one, and they also carried this kind of fiberboard one as well. So that's quite interesting. A small roll of King Dick spanners for in the box. Missing a few sizes where I've probably got them loose, so that'll look good. Pair of tin snips I don't need. Now I like this hammer with its snail. Just like those little snails, lots of character. Definitely don't need any more hammers. Pair of Morn Industries parallel pliers. Handy. Brass Yale padlock. Just clean it up. Put it on display. Hang it on the side of the shed. Now these I do like. These are old-fashioned fuses, but I thought they'd look good on Instagram pictures. I think Ben will probably want one or two of these. Look at the size of them. They're big fuses. 100 amp, 100 amp, 60 amp. I don't think you'd be allowed to use them nowadays, that's for sure. The bench is filling up pretty quick. Got this Gordon socket set tin. Sadly no sockets and what have you, but I'm sure I could fill that up with a little penknife. It's too stiff to open. I think it's a Richards of Sheffield, so that's worth cleaning up. Handy for in the shed. This funky tin, I think for screws. Just needs this sticky taken off with adhesive remover or something. Now these I see all the time, but this is the first small one I've seen. It's a cobbler's last, a shoe last for probably children's shoes or ladies' shoes. But I liked it because it had the original sticker, unbreakable guaranteed. Now they can't say that anymore. But it's still in one piece. It's number 4. Which I think is screaming out to be a bookend. So that's quite cool. And from the same guy I got this chopper. I think it's been hit with a hammer, so probably been used as some kind of kindling splitter. But you could make a nice wooden handle for that. Get rid of this mushrooming. I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe it's just scrap. Will I get round to fixing it up? Who knows? And finally, I've got this very dirty homemade canvas tool roll. Which has another footprint and a collection of standard and Whitworth spanners and some pliers and what have you. I just like that someone had took the time to make it to keep the tools they needed for the car together. You don't really see that as much anymore. But that's it. That's everything I've got. Please tell me down below what your favourite item was, and I appreciate you watching. I will see you on the next one. I've still yet to do a tour of the Brittle box, so that's on the agenda. Right, that's everything from me. Bye.